Hi guys, this is Wave 618. It's the 6th of March 2018 and it's 1:45 in the afternoon GMT. Alright, we're looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hourly chart here. I feel like we're due an update in Bitcoin because there has been a bit of movement and we could adapt the wave count slightly. So I'm going to delve straight into that now. So as I say, you've got my primary counter here being WXY, implying that Bitcoin is going to come down much lower before it skyrockets. And the main argument for that was the fact that Bitcoin needs to come down further and accumulate before prices are marked up to these very high levels beyond $20,000. These V bottoms don't usually lead to such movements, and that was the argument for that. So if you watch my previous videos, it'll explain my X wave target, and as I say, the route to X I believe is going to be a WXY in itself, with that being W, X and Y. Yeah, so WXY patterns, each leg is made of 3 waves, so we're going to see a 1, 2, 3. This was 3 legs down and we're going to see 3 legs up. Okay. However, having said that, I believe this X wave, this is all part of the X wave. So instead of the X wave finishing here, it's starting to look like a triangle. I mentioned earlier that I was looking at a triangle, with this being the descending line of the triangle and this being the ascending line of the triangle. However, I changed my count because we were running out of space and it broke the line of the descending line of the triangle. And so I changed my count. However, since then we can see that the neckline for the large head and shoulders here is now acting as resistance, and it's actually allowing for a ascending triangle to develop, with this being the lower line and this being the top of the triangle. Another reason that a triangle pattern is supported is due to the fact that we're seeing decreasing volume. So if you look at the bottom of the chart there, following the dotted line down, you can see volume being relatively high at this point and then descending since. And you can see the spikes in the volume when we hit the trend line, and extra buying is seen. So here there's a little spike in volume, and again today there's been a spike in volume. I really do hope that people aren't getting psyched out here and selling their long positions. This is a normal retracement. The resistance, the support in the triangle is holding very nicely. I've bought in extra here. I'm waiting for price to go up. I'm confident that it will, and I'm expecting this to finish a triangle pattern over the next couple of days. So if we zoom in, we can have a close look at that. So this is the hourly chart now. So this is looking a little bit closer at that triangle pattern. So the way we label triangles is A, B, C, D, E. So A will be here. This is your A wave. B finished, C finished, and then I'm expecting D and E. Yeah, next couple of days we should be seeing this finish, and when this is the start of the next leg, and this is where you're going to see high volume, especially when it breaks this upper triangle line, which is the neckline of the large inverse head and shoulders. You're going to see a lot of volume coming. So a lot of people were concerned, why is there low volume? The reason there's low volume is because this correction pattern, the triangle, has not finished. Yeah, and as we can see with correction patterns, price generally goes in the same direction that it came in. It came in this direction, went into correction pattern, and we're going to see price go up out of it. So really good opportunity to buy in here. I'm hoping you're watching the video pretty soon so you can react to that. But that's my interpretation of what's happening at the moment. So again, I'd just like to go on the 4-hourly chart. So if we were to label this WXY now, so W, as I say, is finished. X is formed a triangle, in which case that triangle is going to form a D and E. So X will be here, and the start of Y will be from here and finishing here. Yeah, this is my primary count. This is what I expect to happen. I wanted to give this update today because there's an excellent opportunity here to further your long position. So yeah, exciting times. So yeah, don't be psyched out by this. Now I would just like to add in this video an alternative argument to this whole WXY, and that's the possibility of price going beyond X and further higher. Now obviously that's contrary to what I've said in my previous videos completely. Reason being, I said price needs to come down to accumulate before prices can be marked up higher, because prices eventually are going to go way above 20,000. For that to happen, you need to see accumulation before that happens. Now I stand by that remark that accumulation has to happen, but the argument is, has that accumulation already happened? Let's go on the daily chart. So obviously from 2014 all the way to 2017, it was pretty much a flat line in Bitcoin. Yeah, if we look at it on this daily time frame. So this was your accumulation phase. Now the argument is that accumulation phase would that be only enough to bring price to here, or could it take it even higher? Yeah. So potentially that all the accumulation has been done, and this could be one leg up, and we may be ready for another one, in which case you can get these V bottoms just like you do here, yeah. So the argument is the accumulation could have already been done for this to go up, in which case you don't need any further flat bottoms or any curved out bottoms. So there is an argument that Bitcoin could be very bullish from this point. Yeah. Obviously, the reason I said this was going to come down further was because my primary count was that if we click auto, this was wave 1, this was wave 3. So wave 1, 2, 3, 4 came down here, and then 5 here. So it was the end of the first major impulse wave, in which case we're going to see a massive wave 2, which I thought would need to come down much lower before you see the wave 3, which is usually an extension of wave 1. That being said, we can argue that this was all just one wave. Yeah, and there is an argument that with my primary count, with this being wave 1, 2, 3 and 4, wave 4 does cross wave 1, which invalidates that count. However, my argument was that if you go on the, I think it's the weekly time frame, it's only the wicks that cross over, and you do often see wicks crossing over, and they're not considered significant. It's the closing price that is significant. That's why I still held this count valid. However, supposing this was wave 1, this could have been our accumulation phase in preparation for wave 3, and this could be wave 4. Now it is a deep retracement of wave 4, as we discussed previously. It's a 61.8 retracement, but it doesn't matter how deep wave 4 is, as long as it doesn't cross with wave 1, which the alternative count is here, then it's still valid. Yeah, so potentially an alternative count could be, if we just minimize all of this, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Obviously the target's much higher than that, but the point is this could be the end of wave 4, and 5 could be going upwards. Now this is just the opposing argument to my WXY. I just want to throw it out there. In trading, we never know for sure what is going to happen. We are merely speculators. We're not the smart money. We're not the banks. We're not the, we don't have control over the market. We're not the majority shareholder in Bitcoin, which means we can't manipulate price and we can't move it around. Those people that do have the majority shareholder in Bitcoin can move the price around, and they can do it on their watch. Yeah, so they control where it moves and when it moves. We are just speculators, so we've got to look at all the arguments. So Yes, my primary count was WXY coming down to here. However, we can't ignore this. And the reason we can't ignore it is because there's so much profits to be made. However, that being said, it doesn't change the way we trade this. We're long it right now, yeah? So it doesn't change the way we trade at all. All it means is, instead of taking large percentage profits on the way to this X wave, if you do feel that price is going to go up much higher, then you want to take off smaller percentage profits on the way up to the X wave. Okay? Yeah? That's the only difference. Otherwise, we get in at the same points. We trade it just as usual. Okay? It's just a shame, obviously, if it is massively bullish, that people missed out on getting in at these lows. Another reason why it could be very bullish, another argument for that, is if we look at the altcoins. I'm not going to bring them up in this video, but I've been analyzing them, and I will make a video very shortly on the altcoins. They all appear to have completed a retracement pattern, and a very deep retracement in that. I'm going to do a video explaining that very clearly. I'll explain some quite popular altcoins. And yeah, it's important in trading to look at correlating markets. Just because if one chart isn't particularly clear, then it can become more clear if you look at more charts that correlate with that chart. And those altcoins, I'm telling you, they look like they've finished their retracements, and they're looking like they're ready to pop. When I say pop, I feel like they could pop as soon as this inverse head and shoulder line breaks. Yeah. Whether they'll pop until Bitcoin reaches here and then retraces, that's a possibility. Or Bitcoin could keep going up, in which case the altcoins could go up and absolutely skyrocket. That is an option. So I'm going to be doing a video explaining that we have very limited time to get in on the altcoins, and now is the time to trade them. So that's just the opposing argument right there. As I say, in trading we can never know for sure what's going to happen. Still, my primary count is that we're going to come down to here. However, we can't ignore this potential major bullish move past X. So there may be an argument to take only small profits on the way to X rather than large percentage profits. Okay, but I hope that explains things. I hope that gives you a bit of reassurance about what price is doing at present, and making a triangle on low volume before it breaks up above this neckline with high volume and continues its journey to X. Alright, so I'll wrap it up there. But yeah, if you like the content and you want to see more, please like, subscribe and share. Yeah, alright, take care guys, and I'll hopefully be giving you updates soon on Bitcoin.